Ooh, that's tough. Dude, wait, okay. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, okay? I've always tried to, listen, I'm not gonna say anything. You know, I feel like if I, no, I got, if.
In the bedroom. If race sprinkles.
Is it okay to have a preference on race? Interracial couples agree or disagree?
Is put into the freak stuff in the bedroom. If race sprinkles is put into that context, what do we think of that? Like
how would race be put into the bedroom?
Use your imagination.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait a minute. What? Wait, that was kind of a super yikes. Guys, I feel like he intentionally doesn't want to say. I think he intentionally doesn't want to say, but I think the only possible thing that you can intend is like really bad to even say or even think about. So that was really odd.
I have unintentionally been racist towards my partner. 3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, I'll agree. Okay, dude.
Definitely.
Okay.
I've definitely been ignorant.
So we were.
I wrote it down.
So we had an argument, and I was upset, and I had previously expressed how the stereotype or the stigma on angry black men or angry black women,
So
how that makes
man.
me feel. And so we got into an argument. I was an angry black man. But in that moment of anger, he actually called me an angry black man, which
is like the worst thing
made
to say.
me go crazy because that was like the one thing, and I talked to him about. So, that was a really bad fight, and
wait, what?
It never happened again.
Right.
How is that unintentionally?
I strongly disagree, but I think as just a white person, I am just inherently ignorant, so I think I'm gonna move to somewhat agree. Dating a black man has completely opened my eyes more than I already thought they were open,
To be fair, you've never said anything that made me feel like, damn, she's racist,
Guys, I feel like you're trying to hide something that isn't that bad. This is something I feel like if you try your best to not say dumb shit and you're a very respectful person, if it's unintentional and everybody knows this, everybody's on the same page, okay? I mean, it kind of happens. Maybe this is a terrible take, but it can happen. Like if it's very unintentional and okay, what if all on disagree?
I'm from the Bay, so it used to be in my vocabulary where I would say the N-word with the A. I would rap it. I would do just those things, but my slang in general would just tick her off. And then I became conscious of it, and I really liked her, or I still do, of course. I love you. I started changing the way I speak. I feel like she should be over here too.
Damn.
She would do Asian accents.
The only time that I feel like I could be offending Asian people is when I'm mocking you when you're mocking your mother.
Okay.
So I only do the accent when he does it, making fun of his mom. Before that, I never did that, so.
Okay guys, so we're gonna do something different. This is called hot takes, and basically we let our audience submit hot takes.
But still though, I still think you could put that as unintentional. I still think you could put that as it's why I say that unintentional isn't that bad.
Assumptions that they make about interracial relationships.
It still goes in that category. It just does though.
Sex gets steamy since you are interracial.
I mean, I think it adds to.
I like the differences between us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's not like any weird role play or anything. But yeah, definitely, makes it fun.
I will say, like, when I'm not with you, people will like be like, "Oh, like I know why you're with the black."
Wait, how and why would it get
super
steamy?
Disrespectful because it's like that's like
in what
definitely
sense?
like on the line of like fetishizing, like a race.
There's not many sexual stereotypes about white men. But like walking down the street, especially dating an Asian woman, like I get looks from men all the time. being like, oh, like, you know, right? And like people like actually like calling me out while I'm right next to her.
Huh?
Interracial.
Wait, you know what? You guys, I'm not trying to be weird, but I'm not trying to be like purposely ignorant, but am I missing something? You know
From them
what?
all the time, being like, oh, like, you know, right? And
Oh yeah, you know what?
like people like actually like calling me out while I'm right next to her.
Interracial relationships can be a fetish, and that's okay if it's love too.
Even if you love the person, you just fetishizing that person is
feel like it
good at all.
devalues
Yeah,
it.
and you're devaluing the entire community in itself.
I think there's always room for growth, so I can understand if it starts as a fetish and then along, you know, the relationship, they actually fall in love with that person and they realize that, okay, it wasn't okay for me to initially just like you based off of that.
If it's between two consenting adults, the freak stuff in the bedroom, if race sprinkles is put into that context, what do we think of that? Like, it's just in the bedroom, or is it like possible to just keep it in the bedroom?
How would race be?
It's just is put into that context. What do we think of that? Like, it's just in the bedroom, or is it like possible to just keep it in the bedroom?
How would race be put into the bedroom?
This guy's takes are.
Use your imagination.
It doesn't even matter if you're consenting or not, it's still wrong.
Yeah.
Right? Like you want to say that
Guys, what this guy intends and points at is just weird. It's just weird. It's
stuff, you want to do that stuff
I don't know
because
what
of
to tell
the
you.
stereotypes
I'm
you
not trying
have
to
of
virtue
those
signal.
people. And that doesn't really sit right with me whatsoever.
I have always wanted mixed babies. 3, 2, 1, go.
At one point in my life, I kind of wanted to have mixed babies with almost every race. I don't know if that's weird, but I just wanted, I'm real into genetics. I would like to see how my kids would turn out in
every race.
Jeez. As a mixed race person myself, you don't have a group of people to really be around. I mean, sometimes
What the fuck is happening with this video?
One side, sometimes you connect with another side, but for me, it sucked actually a lot. I've accepted myself. I'm black and proud. I love the fact that I have both of these cultures and I really don't care. I just have to teach my kids that because of your skin tone, you either gain privileges or lose privileges.
Like I've had people at work, like we'll be talking about ourselves and I'll show them a picture of Ivan and they'll be like, oh my God, I totally wanted black babies like when I was like a teenager. And it's just like, this isn't Build-A-Bear, like
Right.
this is a human, like what the
Right.
So.
And I actually have an 8-year-old mixed child. It's been very challenging,
says that?
but I've had to stick it out because I want to be a good father and I care about my kid.
This isn't Build-A-Bear, this is real life. And in my mind, I wanted to have kids that was exactly my skin tone or very close to it and look like me, because I am conceited as well. Where the hell I'm gonna find somebody to do that and it work out and they're just the perfect wife? I don't believe in that anymore.
It's funny because that was actually something we talked about when we first started dating. That became
Bitch, they'll have some of your traits regardless. Motherfucker. Well, unless I don't understand genetics, it doesn't matter. Your kids will have some of your traits. Period.
insecurity of mine. I was like, so why are we dating? Because I cannot provide absolutely any of that for you. And so I understand, like I said, why he feels that way, why a lot of the black community feels that way. So I'm just glad that I'm accepted now in our relationship for that.
I sometimes feel like I betrayed my own race.
That's bait. That's bait. Okay, these questions are just bait. Every question so far has been a bait. And any question, all of them. And I feel like whatever you do one or the other, you just cancel. You cancel
feel like
bait.
that, man. I feel like, especially where I'm from, I did my people a disservice by playing into that stereotype. And knowing what I stand for now, it's hard for me to feel like I'm gonna be taken serious in the future if I ever wanna speak on controversial topics. My people won't respect what I say because like it doesn't add up, my views and stuff, and then I'm dating somebody outside of my race behind the scenes. I feel like I lose respect in a way.
me growing up, like I was never always seen as black, whether it was because of how I looked or how I talked or my culture. But then when I get with someone who's not black, right, they're like, oh, you're betraying us. Oh, like I get comments literally in my DMs being like, oh, Alex, you're not with us no more, right? And I'm like, do you want me or do you not want me, you know? It doesn't bother me if you don't want me, and I understand it is what it is, but don't pick and choose and don't nitpick little things, right? If you want me,
yeah, but that goes both ways though. Like that person doesn't get to choose for everybody. That person is a weirdo. That person's voice is irrelevant. You move on.
to be part of your community, then accept
Why
me
even
for who I
compute
am.
that?
Don't say that I'm only because I'm half.
That person is the outlier. He's not the outlier. That person is weird. And
I
the
don't
story.
get to participate in certain topics or certain discussions.
Being linked to another race has its benefits. 3, 2, 1, go.
I guess I feel like the word like linked kind of
Bait
confused me because
fest!
I feel like experiencing another person's experience, like what their culture, like the way that they live, is definitely personally beneficial.
Okay, good answer.
But I think that like in terms of how others view me because I'm dating a white man, I don't find that beneficial. Like I feel like people might have like preconceptions about who I am because I'm an Asian person who's chosen to date a white man. Yeah. I had a question for, I guess, other people. Like, do you ever feel like being with a white person like could shield you from like discrimination, or like that they could like stand up for you in a certain context? Like if you were in like an altercation with the police or something, like would having a white person there, like,
sure.
right?
Sure.
It would be
In
helpful.
that sense, and that's what I kind of thought of when I heard the question and I was listening to you. It's just
she
like,
180'd.
I don't know, even a customer service experience. I don't know, just random experiences where the person on the other side might judge me based on me being black, but you know, versus someone else calling, or you know, him calling, and you know, it's a whole different experience. So they might treat, you know, us individuals differently. So there might be a whole different experience based on just that.
I feel like an outsider with my partner's family. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, interesting.
So I'm sorry, Grace.
I mean, you can
In
feel
our
that.
lives, especially today, recently, politics plays such a huge part in it. And because you come from a conservative household, it does.
Is this what you feel?
that's
I mean,
different from where I
It's
come
not
from.
an opinion, it's how you
And
feel.
it does make me a little bit uncomfortable to know that I'm gonna be meeting people and have to have close relationships with them, and they don't value what I feel like I value in my life.
He's actually the first black man I have ever dated and the only person of color within like my family, just in of itself. And
Okay.
so certain members of my family with the same political values as us like had to kind of confide in me like, hey, we support you with whoever you date, like we're here for you. So it was interesting to kind of see the different sides of my family members that I didn't necessarily know.
When I met her father for the first time, we were walking to get food and we saw the
That
Ronald
is
Reagan
weird.
Museum or something like that. And he's like, oh yeah, I love Ronald Reagan, right? And you can have your own personal opinion.
That is weird because if you had a normal part, if you had, let's say a random partner that matches, not random, but like that isn't of your culture, of your family, right? They wouldn't blink an eye or whatever. But now that it's something other, we support you, like they wouldn't say that if it wasn't. So it's like, it's just, I don't know, it's just weird to do that.
Presidents, but Ronald Reagan was like, he's like the main reason why black people are incarcerated. He's not a very good
weird.
person to black people. So I was just kind of cracking up about that, and I was kind of awkward, and I know you kind of bit your tongue on that as well.
Yeah, it was hard to not say anything.
But I was
I said normal based on their perspective and their family and their culture. Normal to their perspective, dumbass, not overall. Idiot.
thinking about saying something to maybe like be like, oh, I don't know about
You're
that.
so dumb.
But I didn't want to like argue with your father on the very first day that I met him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be very fun. Yeah. I don't know if I can exactly truly connect with him because of that. He's a very nice person, obviously, and he makes me feel comfortable, but at the same time, I have to recognize who I am as a person.
I would say I somewhat agree because with my partner's family, there's a language barrier. So I guess it's my responsibility now to try to learn the language, but sometimes when we're together, they're talking, I have no idea what's going on. So I think that's a bit of why I feel like an outsider, but other than that, I feel welcome.
Maybe I'm weird, okay? Let's say you can be a doctor or you want an artist or whatever, right? If if you just doctor, so many parents are, so people in your family will be like, oh yeah, Paul, good job, yeah. But then, no, you choose artists, and so people come and say, we support you, whatever you choose. I don't know. I think there's something.
I wish we were the same race. 3,
I don't like that.
2, 1, go.
I'll start. I feel like that would just be the default easiest way to navigate through life. But definitely, obviously, growth happens when you're in interracial relationships. But yeah, that's kind of why I chose somewhat agree.
Yeah, I guess like you were saying, like I just feel like it would be easier in some aspects, and then for me, just like being mixed race, I have felt very like disconnected from my culture, so I feel like dating someone who was like Chilean or who was Korean would help me. But I also agree, like obviously if you weren't white, you wouldn't be like you, and so I don't like wish
the way that the question is made is bait though. I wish,
like what
no.
I gain. It kind of sounds weird coming out because it's like, what do you guys get out of dating white people? But like white people, I feel like we learn a lot.
I think it's interesting.
They said like
that everybody's saying that
things would be
they
different
feel it's
if and
easier, because I feel like it would be more difficult me having a black man and raising a black family, that it would be more difficult if I was maybe with someone who was white, who could probably have benefits in other ways. I'm grateful for my husband, and I love being with him. And I think there's a lot of benefits just culturally.
And you guys, that is officially a wrap. And then we also got you some really cute merch.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna be honest though, I think the only interesting question they could have asked is the one in the title, and the title was never asked.
For everything, Pagman.
Literally.